everyone, and welcome to another lesson of how to speak Bosnian. Today, we will learn the basic conditional tense in Bosnian language. Bosnian conditional is a bit complex and it has various ways of forming it. So if, for example, you want to talk about would or should, like I would do this or I should do something, then you have to use this formation. If you're trying to be more polite, for example, you can say something like, oh, could you do me a favor? Then you'll also use this formation. If you want to express a wish or desire to do something or to go somewhere, you would probably also be using this formation as well. So if you would say like, I would eat pizza, or I wouldn't eat pizza, or I would go to Asia, or I wouldn't go to Asia, you would still use the same formation. So now let's take a look at the formation itself. So as you can see, the three of these are the same, like you, informal, he, she, it also is the same, as well as they is be. So for the first person singular, it is ja bih. Ja bih. A lot of times, as you know, in Bosnian language, we would omit this ja, and you would say, well, if it's the beginning of a sentence, obviously you have to say ja, but in a sentence in itself, like you may just omit ja. Ja bih, I would. Ti bi, you would. On, ona, ono, bi. On, ona, ono, bi. So he, she, it would. Mi bismo, we would. Vi biste, you guys or you formally would. And oni bi, oni or one bi, they would. One thing that's important to keep in mind is that if you're using the conditional tense, the next verb in your sentence will have to be in the past tense. So the example of that is in these sentences. For example, ja bih putovao or putovala u Afriku. Ja bih putovao, putovala u Afriku. I would travel to Africa. Because we have this bih, that's how we know it's would. It's the idea like the wish or desire. Our verb putovati is in the past tense. So putovao for male and putovala for female. It's in the past tense. And so I would travel to Africa. On ne bi jeo sushi. On ne bi jeo sushi. He would not eat sushi. So on, he, ne goes negation, it goes first, and then you have the would afterwards because it's he, so it's third person singular, so we are using be. And our verb, jesti, would in a past tense, is jeo, so he would not eat sushi. So ne, particle ne, has to go before be. If you have a question like this, da li biste nam mogli pomoći? Da li biste nam mogli pomoći? Could you help us? So that's one of those, the being polite. So if you have a question and if you have dali, so dali is like a frozen phrase. It has to be alone and we cannot separate it. So dali goes first and your biste, because you're talking to someone formally because maybe you don't know them or you're just talking to them formally. So you're using the second person plural So da li biste, and then to us is nam, and then mogli is the verb moći, which is a modal verb, and in the past tense, we're conjugating that verb for you guys in a second person plural, and the last verb is infinitive, which is pomoći, to help. So could you help us is then goes back to da li biste nam mogli pomoći. So da li goes first, biste goes second. Another example. Da li biste nam se pridružili? Da li biste nam se pridružili? Would you join us? The same thing. Da li goes first because it's a question. The conditional biste has to be in the second place. So da li would be treated as first place. Biste is in our second place. And our verb pridružiti is at the end of the sentence or questions. So we are still conjugating pridružiti for you guys in the past tense. Now we have the affirmative response. Rado bismo vam se pridružili. Rado bismo vam se pridružili. We would gladly join you. Rado, that's our adverb, and then bismo, like we would. And to you guys is vam se, and pridružili is again in a past tense. Da li bi išao or išla na rock koncert? Da li bi išao, išla na rock koncert? Here you're not talking to someone formally, you're talking with them informally. So you're saying da li bi, and then išao or išla, depending on the gender of a person you're asking, in the past tense, to the concert. And then the person is responding, ne bih. Ne bih. I wouldn't. So ne goes first, and then the conditional for them second. So ne bih. I wouldn't. Moj brat bi radio u Švicarskoj, ali ja ne bih. Moj brat bi radio u Švicarskoj, ali ja ne bih. My brother would work in Switzerland, but I wouldn't. So, moj brat, my brother, and then your conditional to say would, so be. The verb is raditi, to work, and we have it in the past tense because brat is a masculine, so past tense for masculine is radio. U Švicarskoj, which is normal, and then ali ja ne bih. We know that already, but I wouldn't, so ne goes first, bih second, and that's our sentence. Mi ne bismo propustili tu zabavu. Mi ne bismo propustili tu zabavu. We wouldn't miss that party. Again, we, me, we wouldn't, mi ne bismo, because bismo is for we, and then also to say negation, ne goes before. We just need to take a look at this rule for a bit. So if you have a subject, your subject will go first, and then the conditional tense, so bih, bi, bismo, biste, bi, regarding who is doing the action or who is it the action referring to, plus verb in the past tense of the person doing the action. one thing that's important to note is that you can never start your sentence with the bih alone. Even if you're saying, I would travel to America, you can't say bih putovao u Ameriku. You have to say ja bih putovao u Ameriku because of the rule itself. You cannot start your sentence with the short form of the conditional. For homework, I would love if you guys would think of 3 sentences or more in Bosnian using the conditional tense and write them in the comments below. I will make sure to check them, and if they need some correction or some feedback, I will be sure to provide it to you. Hvala vam na pažnji. That would be all for today. Thank you for learning how to speak Bosnian with us. For more awesome videos, don't forget to like us, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, ciao!